Next now is Democratic Congressman James Walkinshaw of Virginia. He's a member of the House Oversight Committee and Homeland Security Committee. And Congressman, is this the kind of thing that Virginia voters had in mind tonight? We just heard Leader Jeffries talk about what he calls the Trump cartel, which is this stink of corruption around Trump World in Washington, D.C.
I think absolutely the Trump cartel, the Mar-a-Lago mafia, whatever term you want to use for them, Virginians are asking themselves, why did I lose my federal job? Why was my small business shut down by the Trump administration? Why do I no longer have health care coverage? While these guys are raking it in and got their hands in every cookie jar that they can find and making themselves wealthier and wealthier and wealthier. And, you know, I've spent a lot of time working on the Epstein files issue. And I think that has touched a nerve with the American people because it feels like there's a different set of rules for the wealthy and the well-connected, especially if you're wealthy and well-connected to Donald Trump. I think Virginia voters were reacting to all of that and more today.
The Democrats on the Oversight Committee have, to my mind, from where I'm sitting, done a remarkable job of pushing forward on an investigation that is technically controlled by the Republican chairman and by the Republican majority on that committee. But you've managed to push through a very significant amount of resistance there. If the Democrats have control of that committee and they don't have to push past Republican resistance in order to get subpoenas issued and things like that, how does that change the investigation of the Epstein files and all of the possible involvements in the Trump administration?
Well, you're absolutely right, Lawrence. You know, we have a committee filled with fighters on the Democratic side on the Oversight Committee who have been banging away at this for a long time and made a lot of progress. But if we control the committee and if Robert Garcia holds that gavel, we will be able to 10x or 100x the speed of this investigation. We'll be able to get real answers to questions around Jeffrey Epstein's finances, right? And subpoenas of all of the banks and financial institutions that he was involved in. We will get not just Pam Bondi, but other figures in the Justice Department involved in evading the law and releasing the files to sit down and answer questions under oath, under subpoena. All of those things will happen.
You know, I'm fascinated by this vote in Virginia because really I've never seen anything like it because no one has seen anything like it. Really in our history, a president tries a gerrymander conspiracy with the state of Texas. That's responded to by governors in California and Virginia by going to their voters and getting their voters to join them in making the decision to counter what the Republican president's trying to do. This sounds like an extremely complicated thing to explain to voters as a reason to come out and vote in something that they weren't scheduled to do as voters. It's hard enough, it seems to me, getting voters motivated in a normal circumstance. It seems really remarkable to me that this motivation was there in Virginia. What does it tell you about the motivation you would expect to see in November in voters?
Well, you're absolutely right. And, you know, tonight's result wasn't just about redrawing the lines on a map. It was about Virginia voters drawing a line in the sand and saying enough is enough. You know, this is an administration that has attacked Virginia and Virginia jobs without end, slashing tens of thousands of federal workers, shutting down small businesses, attacking us time and time again. And Virginia voters said, enough. We're not going to let you rig the midterm elections on top of all the damage you've already done in our Commonwealth. And I think that energy exists not just in Virginia, but across the country. Folks are fed up. They're fed up with the corruption and fed up with the fact that while Trump is building golden ballrooms and making himself wealthier, they're struggling to put food on the table to feed their families and afford their health insurance premiums. I think we'll see similar energy around the country in November, but Virginia is going to lead the way.
Congressman James Walkinshaw, thank you very much for joining our coverage tonight.
Thanks, Lawrence.